What's going on, everybody? It is Show Me the Money Club live Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. We are on episode 180 already. Sergio, how you doing, Rook?
Excellent.
Awesome. All right. Quick rundown. I'm not going to show the screen right now, but we do have special guest Jeremy Bird, EVP of Driver Experience at Lyft, coming on in just a moment. We're going to be talking then after that. We're going to be talking about the Uber Connect drug mules, proving Uber Trip Radar is an auction where the lowest bidder wins. Uber Upfront Algorithm stealing from drivers. Our take on Lyft's driver announcement from yesterday. How low can Uber fares go? Drivers can get deactivated for delaying Face ID verification. Uber has definitely extended the ping duration, and ICE going to airports for illegal Uber and Lyft drivers.
You bet.
So that is going to be the rundown. We got a great show for you coming up. But first, we are joined with Jeremy. Jeremy, how you doing today?
I'm good, Chris. How are you?
Oh, fantastic.
Jeremy, welcome back.
It's been a very long quarter, I'll say that. But it's nice to have you back on.
It's a quarter in dog years.
That's a dig. I know. I said I'd come on every quarter, and it's been a year.
Did.
But,
public information. You know, once you say something on YouTube, it stays on YouTube. You know, like, but then that's in dog years, Chris. He figured it dog years. We just kind of do it. Thank you. Anyway, so here's Jeremy Bird. Here's Executive Vice President at Lyft. He's in head of driver experience at Lyft, and basically whatever product comes your way, his team had probably something to do with it. So Jeremy, welcome back. We appreciate you showing up. You know, we kid you a lot, but we appreciate it. So let's start with the big picture, big news. I did a video, I did an article for our blog. Maybe you watched it, maybe you didn't. I got a lot of heat because of you guys, because they all call me like a shill or a sellout. But I was like, I'm taking all this heat for you guys. But anyway, so let's start with that. Yesterday, Lyft announced a new driver experience improvement package. So can you walk us through some of the details and what this really means for the drivers on the ground?
Yeah, thank you, Sergio. And yeah, you mentioned in the sort of intro, I was at an event in SF last week with drivers. There's about 160 drivers there, kind of the elite drivers, and talking about some of the rollout here. And I said, I'm the head of driver experience here, and yeah, so if you have any issues, you can come, you chat with me, which is essentially what you just said. So appreciate that. Yeah, we rolled out a bunch, sort of our H2 every half of the year. We'll roll out what we hope are some improvements to the driver experience on the platform. We have a really intelligent and I think compassionate sort of user experience team here who's constantly doing surveys and trying to understand, in addition to people driving and other things, what are the things we can do to improve, and listening to you in all 180 episodes to say, like, what should be improving. So the package here is just new tools to really support success for drivers. I'll talk through a couple of them. One was around bonuses, which I know you wrote about, and really trying to stack the turbo bonuses into really an easier, comprehensive incentive, so people, it's like really helpful for drivers to know where to go. I think many things on the platform could be simpler and sort of more unified. So hopefully that is sort of stacked bonuses for drivers. Earning sooner while you wait was another big one. So 1 minute after arrival, starting to earn. It had been more in the past. We heard that on this show. We heard it from other folks to make that happen. Customizing ride challenges and choosing your ride type. A lot of drivers want to have, if I've got a black car or XC, to be able to have more customization of your ride type and also the ride challenges. So those were kind of the highlights of some of the things that we rolled out. And I think a lot of the other things we've rolled out over the last couple of years are hopefully just enforcing that. What we're trying to do is improve the experience for drivers every day and make it worth the effort.
Yep, I like actually a couple of them, right? Get paid after a minute, although there was no detail about what they're going to get paid. That's just typical, though. That's okay. So that was the only softball you're going to get, Jeremy. So here we go. Here we go.
I expect nothing less.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So over the past 5 years, right? Okay, the cost of living. I'm reading the questions because I don't want to go on a rant here. Over the past 5 years, the cost of living and inflation have risen sharply in the U.S. I, for one, do not buy the government gaslighting regarding inflation being 2.5% annually. In your view, have Lyft driver earnings kept pace with these economic realities? And if not, what steps is Lyft taking to ensure that drivers' real net income does not continuously erode over time?
Yeah. Let me just say a couple of things on that. One, you're right how you phrase the question in terms of net income. So I've been in this role for a couple of years. For folks who don't know me, I've been at Lyft for 6 years, but I was on the policy team. I came in, I was our chief policy officer for a while, really focused on the sort of public policy around the rideshare industry. So I've been in the the driver team for a couple of years. And this is the first thing I was looking at when I was in the role is it's not, yes, we care about overall gross in earnings, what people are making. It matters. What really matters is what you take home, right? And that has a combination of what you earn and also what you spend. And so that's how we look at things as well. We are trying to do three main things, right, that I think will help drivers. You think about we're a platform. We see, and I see, and I think you do too, but we should talk about that, drivers that are customers of that platform. Our job is to have people come and be successful on our platform. So the number one thing we can do for drivers is to increase demand. If there's more riders on the platform, drivers will make more money. They'll be utilized more. We want more drivers on. We try to get the demand up. We've been really focused on that. The second thing is we want to make sure that that drivers are getting a fair amount of any rider payments. We rolled that out with the earnings commitment last year. I think we've been true to that. That's a floor. I think most of the time it's much higher than that. And then lastly is we've been really trying to invest in the cost side. If you look at our rewards program, it's all about trying to bring the cost down. So if drivers are driving on the platform, you're earning rewards, you're able to either get cash straight away, or what's better is you can get every dollar you're getting, you can get $30 for in the partnerships we had with car wash or oil change or some other things. So
we're going to hit on that. We're going to hit on that in a minute. But I'm taking your answer is yes. The drivers are making more, according to the government. The maintenance issue, just on maintenance of cars, because that's our tool that we take to work. Inflation is about 35 to 38% over the last 5 years. I personally don't think, and my community doesn't think, earnings have gone up 35 to 38% in the last 5 years. But we have a difference of opinion there. So Lyft CEO David Risher recently in a Forbes interview announced that Lyft expects to save about $200 million with the passage of SB 371 in California, and that these savings would be passed on to drivers. Can you explain specifically how those Lyft savings will reach drivers?
Yeah. Can I give a little context to the California law? I think there's actually a big deal because I think when we talk about driver earnings, one of the biggest impacts is insurance costs. And I know a lot of people will talk about this. It is, I think, the number one thing we could do is sit on the same side of the table with drivers and say, as Lyft, or really anybody in the rideshare industry, includes our competitor and drivers, the number one thing we could do to expand the industry and to put more money in the pockets of drivers and to get more riders out there, because the cost will go down, is to lower insurance costs, especially in states like California where the insurance costs are just incredibly high. And it's really the uninsured or underinsured other motorists, not just the personal insurance we carry on the driver. So the bargain in California was to reduce those insurance costs, and there's obviously the labor side of this. Here's how it works. So starting in January, the insurance costs will lower. Now they're still some of the highest in the country, incredibly high compared to many other markets. So when you get into a car in LA, even after the bills pass, it still costs $7 before the car moves anywhere. Now it used to be $10 or $11, but that's a significant decrease. And as that goes down, right, then each ride, there's more. You can A, charge less, get more riders, and B, pay more. And so I think what you will see in California is a much healthier marketplace, because that third-party cost that is really only being used for, it almost never comes up. It's really being used as a trial attorney pot of money to sue the companies, will actually go to riders and drivers. And so I think that will be really good to see. Lower costs, more demand, more rides, more utilization, and also the opportunity for higher pay.
Okay. Well, I do have, millions of screenshots that I collected over the last 3.5 years. We'll compare it after January. Identical trips. Let's see if we're getting paid more. But in my past experience, all these savings that the companies receive usually don't get passed on to drivers. I'm not sure about the riders part of it. So we're going to talk about the 70-30 guarantee thing now, okay? So from its inception, this Lyft 70-30 earnings guarantee, okay, has generated mixed reactions within the driver community. Many drivers, including myself, see this as hocus pocus, and I tend to agree with the sentiment of the driver community. Since the Lyft external expenses and Lyft service fee line items seem interchangeable on a million screenshots that I have. So out of these screenshots, in the same city, same trip, receipt screenshots, I've seen and noticed that on identical trips yield vastly different external expenses at the same time of the day, same duration, same distance of a trip. Vastly different external expenses. Why is that? And I have a follow-up to that.
Yeah, I don't know about your screenshots, but so here's how the earnings commitment works, right? And I actually don't think it's hocus pocus, but I get you. It's fair to be critical, as I know you are, on a lot of this stuff, and hold our foot to the fire, which I think is totally fair. I think what's different is we're the only one in the industry that does this, which is we're making a commitment, and again, it's a floor. Most rides are higher than the 70-30. And the way it works is we are committing, and I think that we heard many times, this is one of the first things I heard coming in, is transparency matters. And people want to know, am I getting a fair amount? Almost all of the third-party fee is for insurance. And so I don't know about your screenshots, but insurance does vary by driver. It varies based on the kind of car you have, based on your own insurance. I'm not sure how much of the I can feel free to send me the different ones, and I'm happy to look at them.
I will send them to you. Vastly different. Like on one, external expenses would be $10 for a 5-mile trip in LA. Same time, same duration, same distance, and then external expenses would be $18, for example. I have them all. I'll send them to your way, and then you can figure it out. But hopefully in January, you said since insurance is going to be lowered, we'll see some benefits of this. My follow-up is this. So why should drivers trust or even care about Lyft's external expenses? It's simply Lyft's cost of doing business. Does Lyft care about the driver expenses? Is there a plan to make this opaque formula that you guys use more understandable or transparent for drivers?
Yeah. Does Lyft care 100%? I mean, do I care about drivers' external expenses? Absolutely. I mean, we're a marketplace, and we need drivers to come on that marketplace. And if drivers are successful, we're successful. I know it's very easy to think there's got to be an antagonistic relationship, that if we do well, drivers won't do well, and vice versa. But if drivers do well, we do better. If you look at I just was talking to a NYU professor about this. If you look at the earnings commitment, which I think it's true that it's mixed, and some people might have different opinions on this. But in our data that we show, drivers overall find it's helped in terms of their sentiment because of the transparency. And as we have looked at studies, it has then led to more driver hours. And it has led to more driver hours. ETAs have gotten better. As ETAs have gotten better, more folks are riding on the platform. As more folks ride on the platform, drivers make more money. And so I do think that is, it's all part of a flywheel. So do I care about what drivers spend? Absolutely. What drivers take home.
I mean, our external expenses is ours. Your external expenses is yours. I don't think I care about Lyft's external expenses, and you should not care about mine, probably, because I'm running my business. You're running your business. But when you say more hours driven by drivers, I think, Jeremy, that's because the fares are lower. And once upfront fares showed up, the fares are lower. We just have to drive more to make the same amount of money we were making last year. That's the community's point of view. And when I do drive, I do see it. When I compare a trip, when in Los Angeles in 2005, I get a trip for $2.62. I'm supposed to drive a mile, pick up a human, put him in my car, and drive another mile on minimum fare, $2.62. $2.62, by the way, has been the same one since I started with Lyft 9 years ago. In 9 years, things have changed, but I guess the minimum fare has not changed. So I want to hit on deactivations a little bit. I do agree with David when he was on. The in-app appeals process has gotten better. Without a question, it has gotten better.
Yep.
But I still receive about 25 to 30 emails a week saying, Serge, I got deactivated unjustly. Please help me. Unfortunately, these people have no clue that I'm powerless when it comes to all that stuff. And I can't do anything about deactivations. Why is there this shoot first, ask questions later? And do you think Lyft should educate the rider community that their fraudulent claim could end somebody's livelihood?
Yeah, let me say a couple of things back to your last question, because you just moved off of it really quickly about external costs and our business, your business. Our business is we are a platform. We are a marketplace. And I think what I talk to drivers about all the time, and I think this is true. I think you believe this, but some other folks don't. Like, we're not an employer. We don't employ drivers. We don't tell you where to go. We are a platform, and we want to create the best experience for drivers on that platform. In terms of the deactivations, we have two. This is always a challenge in terms of deactivations, right? And this is true when I worked in the labor union, for example. Like, you have to make sure that you have a safe platform, and there are just deactivations every day. There are things that drivers do that warrant being deactivated, that are unsafe, that make the platform unsafe. So we have to have.
There are bad apples. I agree.
Right. There are bad apples. We all know that, and the goal is, how do you do that without unfairly deactivating anybody? And if anybody is ever unfairly deactivated, that's a terrible thing on the platform. And usually it's a good driver, right? And they'll reach out, and we want that person driving. We want to have the safest platform, and we want to have the best drivers on that platform. We want to make sure we incentivize that. We've been doing a lot of stuff. You've talked to Amina a bunch of times. I think we've made it significantly better. It's both easier technologically to use. We are doing a lot more investment than I think any other company, certainly in our space, and really I think in service industry in general, to make sure, especially for elite drivers who've been driving a long time, to have access to a live human when they need that access. We could do better there. And when I get sent any deactivation, and you sent me some from other folks, it gets immediately sent to a group. They look at it very closely, very quickly. I think we've gotten the speed of that, because what you said is important. It matters. If you're relying on this, you're coming on the platform, being deactivated even for an hour is too much, right? And certainly can't be 48 hours, certainly can't be a week, that sort of thing. We could probably do more, always. Like, we're not perfect on that front, and we've got to make sure riders understand that, and that we follow up, and that we do not have riders that are unfairly, saying something that would be on the platform. At the same time, we have to keep the platform safe. So
I personally think, look, there is this cancellation issue that's been going on since the day I joined the platform. For example, unaccompanied minors, right? A parent will show up with a kid or no car seat. I will cancel, and I will put it in their unaccompanied minor, and then that rider will is pissed off, right? They're going to miss school or whatever it's going to happen, and they send something to Lyft AI algo, or HR algo will pick up that line. They'll say the driver was racist, or there's something like that, and then this driver is off the platform for at least 72 hours. Why don't you guys not deactivate? If a driver puts in as a cancellation excuse, let's say, unaccompanied minor, as we know, they're not allowed on the platform. Why don't you put the rider in a timeout for like a day? Because what happens, Jeremy, many times I have driven by, I said, no, your parent's not here, I'm not picking you up. Literally within a minute, they'll order another trip. Some other fool taking all the risk will come and pick that person up and put them in their car, the unaccompanied minor. There should be some sort of some sort of punishment for the rider as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing a lot, I think, on that front of, like, making sure that, I think, to your point, like, you have two customers on the platform, right? The rider is your customer, the driver is our customer on the platform, and we have to make sure we're looking at both and coming up with policies that work for riders as well. Like, number one, on the cancellation front, we have, I think, put in a number of things that have made it better, so that when you have that, whether it's a safety, flag, you felt safe when somebody wanted, put their kid in there and they didn't have a car seat. Somebody wanted, to put in 7 people in your car, they didn't order an XXL, those kinds of things. I think we've done a fairly good job of not making that a negative on the driver. To your point, like, could we do more on the rider side, potentially deactivate them? I can talk to the folks about that. I know we have been doing some of those things. We want to be careful. We want to make sure we, on both sides, and I think your point is right. Like, if we have a serious allegation, it is important on the platform that we, like, investigate that on both sides. And I think we do a good job if we have a serious allegation from a driver on a rider that, they were doing something unsafe, that we do fully look into that and deactivate them during that period of time. But yeah, more we could do there, I'm sure.
Yeah,
we should talk to Amina more about that as well.
Yeah, I will. And so next one, we're going to talk about, wonderful AVs, right? They're coming, like it or not. I tell my audience all the time, don't stick your head in the sand. Congrats, by the way, on the Waymo exclusive in Nashville. You guys are going to put your fleet management expertise to use, I guess, on that one. So I wrote an article. In fact, I think I sent you the article. So we received data from a company called Gridwise, which analyzes millions and millions of data points, right? So according to their data, it suggests that even in geofenced areas and with limited scale, where autonomous vehicles like Waymos operate, driver earnings, trip offer counts, and utilization rates are on the decline, and appreciably so. And I've done interviews with Austin drivers. They unequivocally say they're making less money. So Waymo reportedly is completing more trips or as many rides as Lyft in San Francisco, according to the data. So I get, I know you talked to Harry about the hybrid network, right? I got that. I get the idea, but I believe in most metro areas, drivers will be replaced by AVs within a couple to 3 years. So in this package that you announced, which I wrote about, Lyft created autonomous vehicle driver forums, right? To hear the community's concerns, which is great. I commend you, because the other side is not doing any of this. So congrats. But are these forums really meaningful, Jeremy, or are they mostly for optics, number one? In other words, if the Lyft is seriously considering how to transition drivers into the next phase of mobility, which I believe it's autonomous vehicles, or will decisions ultimately come down to Lyft stock price and shareholder value?
So cynical, Sergio. No, I
gotta
actually
do my job.
I know. I actually appreciate this question. And we could talk about this for a long time. We probably should. I think the number one thing you said is important is you can't say, oh, this is something that's going to happen 10 years from now. I think that's so disingenuous. I don't think it's what people feel. And yeah, I'm from St. Louis. People on the ground in St. Louis aren't feeling it yet. But if you're in San Francisco, it's not going to happen. It's happening. Yep. If you're in Austin, if you're in Atlanta, if you're in LA, if you're in Phoenix, this is happening. I do believe strongly that the future will be hybrid. I do believe drivers will always be critical to the Lyft platform. That's why we've kept our foot on the gas in terms of what I think matters for drivers. And we're not saying, hey, we're just going to do whatever little amount we can do here and transition to AVs. I do think autonomous will grow the pie. I don't know enough about your Gridwise data, by the way, but I will say that not every city is the same in what I've looked at. So Phoenix has had autonomous vehicles on the ground for a lot longer, and Phoenix is a different market than LA or a different market than San Francisco. And we have seen, I think, different metrics in different markets. Part of that depends on how big the operating domain, design domain is. So like the ODD area, some places it's bigger, some places it's smaller. And so there's still a lot to learn about this. It matters to us to create a future that is a hybrid future that is as good for drivers as possible. And that means a lot of different things. Number one is ensuring that we're looking at the data and figuring out how do we make the drivers successful in an autonomous today and then in an autonomous future. How do we understand the data enough? What does it mean about how does the operating domain matter in terms of where drivers are and is it expanding the pie, and how much is it expanding the pie? Long term, I do believe, and I know you're cynical about this, and that's fine. I do believe there will be entrepreneurial opportunities for drivers in an AV future, and I think there are opportunities for drivers in the AV industry. So you talked about our deal with Waymo in Nashville, which I am excited about. I think there's a lot of potential there. Our FlexDrive team, which is a subsidiary we have that does today's rental for somebody that wants to drive on the platform and doesn't have their own vehicle, 30% or more, I think sometimes it's been up as close to half of the people who work in that fleet management used to be drivers on the platform. I think that will be true in the AV world. That's not going to be scalable enough, but we're thinking about that. We're looking into that. And I know it's hard to believe because we're a big company and it's easy to be cynical about it, but you've talked to David. I think we've talked enough about this. Like, I care about the 600,000 or so folks who have driven on the platform the last several weeks, the 1.6 million who've driven on over the last year. It's 1% of people in the overall workforce that have been on the platform over the last year. It matters not just for individuals, it matters for the economy, it matters for the country we live in. It matters for our cities. We want to figure out the AV future together. The forums are not just, you know, some sort of BS. We want to just have it out there. I started sending emails to drivers in those cities earlier this year asking for feedback. What are you seeing? What are you feeling? Does this not, do you feel this at all? Number one. And if you do, are you scared about it? Are you excited about it? How do you see it going? We've been taking that feedback in. We've been following up on that. We've been having these forums in person. It's not an easy conversation to have, but man, putting your head in the sand and not having the conversation is the worst thing you could do. Well, and I think you've already sent some to me. Drivers have great ideas about this, about how to like tackle it and what does it mean for them.
Okay, I'm going to talk about it next, but Jeremy, I really, really would love to be part of these conversations. I really would, because I think my community is very, very concerned about this. And my point is, this is somebody's livelihood. That's what, you know, that's how they put food on the table. And, you know, I know it's going away, but we'll see. So this is my vision, okay, for shared ownership. Now, let's see if you agree with it and we can work on this together. So I'm personally working on building an autonomous vehicle fleet to connect onto a rideshare network, okay? Creating passive income opportunities for myself and potential investors, and those could be also drivers, obviously. So would Lyft be open to exploring partnerships or pilot programs that let drivers have skin in the game? Not a minimum wage job charging and cleaning cars, okay? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about an investment as this technology rolls out rather than being left behind.
100%. I think that, like, I've always thought of you, and I think a lot of drivers are truly coming into this as entrepreneurs. They always have. I mean, a lot of folks that are listening to your podcast, they're entrepreneurs, right? Some are entrepreneurs doing something else, and this is helping them do that other thing. But a lot of this is their entrepreneurship, and I think the AV future is part of that. And so, yes, it is going to be early on. The cars, the autonomous vehicles, are expensive. That's just the reality, right? They will get cheaper over time, but when they're expensive, it is going to require that kind of creativity. How do you create a pooling potentially of investing, you know, multiple folks? And then what's great about it is you can earn with this asset without even needing your time to earn, only a little bit of your time.
Well, yeah.
And so we're absolutely open to that. We're thinking about that. I think the way you framed it is exactly the way I've been thinking about it, is how could you potentially pool investments in order to have people and then own a fleet, and then you can put those fleet on that fleet on the platform and monetize it.
Well, I mean, I'm waiting for Elon to come up with the RoboCab. You know, he talks a lot, he delivers late, but he delivers. So as soon as those $25,000, $30,000 RoboCab come out, I'm buying 100 of them. The point I'm trying to make here, Jeremy, is that this is necessity, right? And drivers somehow should be involved. Drivers somehow, maybe $100 a week you throw on. My thought process is, I know you know about finance. It's like a REIT, right? Real estate investment trust. I'm going to call it like an MIT, mobility investment trust. Dump these cars in there, you know, figure it all out, figure out the quirks, and send out some dividends every 3 months. As you know, my background is finance. So I think I'm perfectly qualified to do this. And I'm going to do it for myself if nobody else wants it, because I like to make some money. Okay, so last.
I think that's totally like the future, right? And you think about today, right? Today you have individuals who own cars, have it on the platform. You have some fleets who own cars, black car fleets, et cetera, have them on the platform. Some are small, some are bigger. And then you have, we have FlexDrive, which is 15,000 cars or so on the platform. Yep. The future with AVs should look no different. There'll be big fleets, right? And that'll start with more big fleets, but then there'll be some small fleets. There'll be fleets like yours where you have, I don't know, you buy 10 cars, maybe you buy 50 cars, you put them on the platform. And then some people will have one car that will be autonomous that they use for lots of other things that they put on the platform when they want. But I think that is going to be the future, and there will be human-driven cars on the platform. And I would love to talk to you about ways that drivers can share in that, because I think they have to if we're going to be successful. And
I honestly, Jeremy, I mean, the bottom of my heart, I would really love to come talk to your ELT, or because I have some ideas. Actually, I'm putting my investor group together, but I would love somehow. Maybe, a driver earns $1,000, right? And do some sort of an open-end fund, and maybe they can throw out $100 out of the 1,000 into that fund. It'll kick out dividends. I mean, look, I have all these ideas, but I'll talk to you later. This is not the time to talk about it. So finally, last one, bear me out here, hear me out. So I'm deeply passionate about financial literacy in this country, because I think it lacks completely from middle school all the way to college. And so financial literacy among gig workers, nonetheless, is worse than probably any other community that I've seen so far. So too many drivers lack the tools or knowledge to make their earnings work for them, right? And so I was thinking about this, and as you know, I sent you the website, and I launched a financial literacy platform, actually, a YouTube channel and a website which sends out free newsletters. I would love to work with you guys on that. In fact, I think you guys will do yourselves a huge favor. But I want to connect this, the Lyft tiers, the points, right, that we collect.
Yep.
And which is great now. For every dollar we collect a point now. We don't have restrictions on it. How about this idea? Now, I don't know. I can work with you guys on this, or you guys probably have maybe you thought about it. So you have RSUs at Lyft, right?
Yep. Okay.
So does David Risher. In fact, his package is, I think it's $1 billion. The stock gets to $72. This is great, right? It's like a bonus for a job well done. All right.
Yep.
Now, how about this? Instead of some Mickey Mouse hocus pocus points and this and that, all that stuff we collect, right, to get an oil change or whatever not, it'll create a lot of loyalty. How about we convert these points into some sort of RSUs with Lyft, right? Give us like 50% off on the market price shares, and then we'll have skin in the game. We'll be because Lyft says you're our partner, then we'll be your real true partner. Right? If there is a way of doing something like this with these points and dollars drivers collect, I think it'll go a lot further than some of the, perks, let's say, of these elite tier points.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say they're hocus pocus perks, but I hear you on that. Well, let me start with the financial literacy. I totally agree with you. I grew up in a trailer park. I think we've talked about that before.
Yep.
I was told, my financial advice that I was told from my parents, who were basically teenagers when they had me, was like, don't get a credit card because you don't want to owe anybody anything. That was it. I got it. That was just sort of like how I was taught. That was the financial advice I was given. That's obviously not great financial advice. And I think that's really unfortunate. And part of like I care tremendously about economic mobility. We've been thinking about this in all different ways within the driver community. We have a partnership with Merit America, where we've had some of these, folks who come in on the platform driving and wanting to get into tech jobs, creating opportunities for them to get trained and get into that space. And I think anything we can do in that world is good. I don't know the details of the RSU program and how it works. Totally open to I'll talk to folks about that. But I think in general, things we can do that are real in the financial literacy space and the economic mobility space are critical. So yeah, I hear you.
I would love to work with you guys. I really would, because I think it's so important that those earnings that are stretched, blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, Lyft stock has done extremely well over the last year. It doubled basically, right? So I congratulate you and the new management, right? The company was left for dead. Look where we are now, over $20 a share. I mean, I'm thinking, why can't we share in the wealth, right? Because I do believe that the reason Lyft stock has done so well is due to drivers. I mean, you guys are good managers, I'm sure, but without drivers driving, there is no revenue. There is nothing, right? So I'm thinking, why don't we share the wealth? Why don't we give these drivers an incentive to stay on the platform instead of switch to Uber or this and that? Create some loyalty, some sort of loyalty, right?
Yeah. No, look. Yes, I think we're on a comeback story, a turnaround story, and I think
for sure.
We've had stock way higher than it is today, but we're certainly on in the right path, and I think it's because of the leadership and because of the drivers and because of the overall community, and it's everybody from anybody who's driving out there to anybody who's doing maintenance on a FlexDrive site to anybody who's building an app. Like, it really has been people, I think, focused and really focused on customer obsession, which David really brought into it was in the Lyft DNA always. But I think we've got a lot to do there. And your point about loyalty matters a lot. So I've been doing research over the last couple of years on drivers, dual apping, and I want folks to be on the Lyft platform. I want it to be the place somebody comes, and this is the platform where you feel that not only are we treating you well, you're earning, you're utilized, you're able to live the life you want to live, and like, that this is the platform. You're not looking at the other guy or going on to a bunch of different platforms. We've seen tremendous success in dual appers preferring Lyft, because I do think we're listening. I do think we're taking steps. Again, not perfect at all. We got a lot of room to go. There's lots we can do, but I think we've been creating more loyalty there. If we can do other things, if you have ideas where we can create more loyalty, I want folks, been meeting a lot of them as I've talked to drivers who don't even open any other apps because they feel like they can earn and be successful on our platform. If we can create more of that, that's better for our platform because riders will come on, they'll get a quick ETA, they'll have a great experience, they'll have great, service with fantastic driver, and they're gonna come back to the platform and
I couldn't agree with you more. I think Uber folks are watching this. I'm pretty sure. So hey, Uber, they watch every show, by the way. So so here's the deal.
Yeah.
You guys used to be the little tree, and we used to call you the little tree, and then Uber was the big tree. The little tree is growing a lot. So the little tree is getting more sun. So what's happening now, the little tree is growing to the point that I honestly think, all the new products that you have offered, which none of it will make more money to drivers, but they're good products. And now it seems like you used to get, in the old management, you used to follow Uber. Basically, whatever they did, a couple of weeks later, you guys did it. Now it seems like it's the other way around. Now it seems like Uber is following Lyft with a lot of the stuff that you guys are doing, which I think is wonderful. And it's a testament to you and your management team. And I'm going to put this comment up, and I think this says everything. Loyalty in shares, not car wash discounts. There you go.
Sergio, thank you for having me. I do appreciate it, and I'm happy to come on. I don't and I won't wait a year to come on again. But I appreciate it, and you too, Chris, for thank you for having me and
thank
for
you for coming on.
feedback. And we're open to talking more about all your different ideas. I love it. The entrepreneur stuff around AVs and all of that.
I'm going to make it happen. I mean, seriously, I would love to partner with somebody. I mean, obviously, I'm going to buy these cars. I got to put it on a network if Elon lets me do it. So the point is, might as well be Lyft. And, we'll talk more, Jeremy. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Sergio. Thank you, Chris.
Take
Bye,
care.
guys.
All right, so that is Jeremy Bird. Thank you again for coming on. May not have been in the quarter, but at least he came on again and was talking to us. You had some questions there, buddy.
Well, I mean, look, if you had come every quarter, maybe we'd do it piece by piece, but I had to just do whatever I had to do. I thought it was a good interview. I think his answer was a little wishy-washy, but hey, look, you expect that. Yeah, no, I'm serious about all this stuff, Chris. I think the drivers are so used to in their comfort zone. Like, I'll just get out and drive, make a few bucks, and turn my equity in my car into cash to pay some bills. 60,000 miles on a bad back later, they have nothing to show for it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
to me, that's like the most important thing to me. Just what can I do for the community? Because these autonomous vehicles are coming, like it or not. I know you don't like them, but the point is, how do we have skin in the game? We need to have skin in the game, bro. I mean, let it be Lyft, let it be Uber. Uber, I didn't want to offend you, but one of you dudes have to come down here now, right? Like maybe Sachin. Okay, we forgot about DK. Maybe Andy Mack. I don't know. Somebody show up here. See, we don't kill people here.
Here's the thing. Lyft's got 3 on you.
No, Lyft is
3-0.
Lyft is great. So can you take me off the screen for a minute because I gotta go open the front door. There's somebody banging on the front door.
Sure.
Can you?
Yep. All right. So there was Sergio giving some good 1-2s to Jeremy. He wasn't going to softball it. Actually, it was funny because I didn't even know what the questions were. So some of them were pretty good. Hopefully, you guys thought they were good questions. Whether the answers came back were the same or not, that's I saw some comments. One thing I am going to say that I'm really pissed off at you guys about, and only one person. People who make threats on our chat will be kicked the fuck out. So the person who did, if you're still watching, you're kicked out. I don't care who you are. You do not make threats to any single person, whether it is on who's here as a guest, Sergio, myself, or anybody in chat. I see that shit again, and you're gone forever from the Rideshare guy. Understand? All right. So I had to get that out because that really pissed me off when I saw something like that, because I expect so much better from our audience. You might be pissed off at Lyft, you might be pissed off at Uber, but you don't have to come out on somebody like that. So never ever do that again in our chat, because you will never be in our chat again. And with that being said, let me actually get our slides up for today, because I actually didn't do that yet. So we can go over the what the rundown for the rest of the time is going to be. So just give me 1 second. Now. All right. It's just processing. So, again, what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to go to the Uber Connect drug mules. So we're going to be talking about proving Uber trip radar is an auction, upfront fares algorithms stealing from drivers, our take on Lyft's driver announcements, how low can Uber fares go, drivers can get deactivated for delaying Face ID verification, Uber's definitely extended the ping duration, and ICE going to airports for illegal drivers. So we do have that. Sergio, welcome back.
Thank
And
you, man.
I had to yell at the audience because there was some jackass who decided to threaten Jeremy. So I kicked his ass out and said, anybody else?
No. I mean,
wants to do
seriously,
that,
folks, this is bullshit. If you guys do shit like that, we're gonna from now on. I'm gonna watch the chat and kick you out. Number one. Number two, we do these interviews because these people show up. They don't have to show up here. Okay, they know they're gonna get grilled, right? And I'm respectful. I'm hard, but I'm fair, and I'm representing you. So if you're an asshole like that, it's not tolerated. That's absolutely not tolerated. If you're that unhappy, sir, and you got kicked, and if you watch this later, kicked out, don't drive. Delete the goddamn app. You have other issues in life, more than Lyft. So none of this is acceptable. The reason we do these because we do it for you, get your voice out. We don't do it just for a gimme and a gotcha. Okay? So there you go.
And, not only that, I mean, so a lot of the people in the chat are like, oh, Jeremy lies. We'll keep those in there. It is what it is. You're frustrated. I understand that. I'm frustrated with certain things as well, too. But when it oversteps a line, that's a whole different story. But, some of the things, too, it's like Sergio asks, he might not have answers for. Like, he doesn't get the questions beforehand. So he's trying to figure out the best way to navigate it at the moment.
Exactly.
And, some of the things that Sergio brings up may not have even been thought about when it comes to how Lyft is operating. So there could be potential changes just from the interview because of some of the things that was said or looked into more. So, that's where things happen. And these companies don't change on a dime. They're big, massive battleships, essentially. And, it takes time to actually turn. So hopefully there can be some changes. There are some good changes. Overall, yes, pay is down. That pisses a lot of people off. If there was more pay, a lot of things would be alleviated from the problems. So, but there are other things that can happen too.
I mean, look, Chris, the community maybe doesn't know about I've been at both headquarters in San Francisco. Okay. Jeremy is the head of a massive company department. He's probably second or third in command. He has 100 department heads, 100 different department heads working under him. And then under those people, there's another 100, 200 people each. So Jeremy may not even understand or know some of these nuances that a driver feels on the street. You understand, folks? So, but, to do interviews like this, like you cannot be super general, super specific, like, oh, I didn't get my cancellation fee. Nobody gives a shit about that. But there are like big picture ideas that you need to get across. And I have 30 minutes. And 30 minutes flies, Chris. I was on the clock and I'm like, fuck, we're running out of time. But I squeezed it all through. But he will come on again. I like Jeremy. I've met him many times, at least let's see, 1, 2, twice personally, maybe 3 times personally. He's a good guy. He understands. And its proof is in the pudding. Yes, all these changes that they did. Yeah, may not pay you more, although a couple of them will probably pay you more. But this is a tough business. The rideshare business is a tough business. It's tough for them because there's no margin, okay? And it's tough for you. And their way to make money is, charge as much as they can, pay as little as they can. And you guys don't like that. But then, it's the nature of the beast, man. This is what it is. And but anyway, I get frustrated when these, complainers show up and they go like say some shit, anyway.
Yep. Agreed. All right. Well, let's move on. Let's get to our topics, and that is talking about the Uber driver or the Uber Connect drug mule. What the hell's going on here?
We talked about this multiple times. This happened last week. This happened in my backyard, bro. So Burbank man arrested after trying to receive drugs through Uber couriers, police say. No shit. 2 couriers told police that they had picked up an unsealed, That goes to show how dumb that drug dealer is. An unsealed iPhone box from a person in Glendale. When I saw this, when I said Glendale, this is going to be an Armenian watch. Being asked to deliver to the Burbank location. As they were driving the destination, they noticed the unsealed box had a white rock-like substance. What could that be? I wonder. Once they arrived at the Burbank address, a man holding a wrench, nonetheless, drivers, stop taking Uber Connect. It's shit. Don't do it. And holding a wrench approached them, fearing for their safety. The couriers called the police. No kidding. And the responding officers saw the substance and believed it was fentanyl. No, what are the odds of that? They seized the package and detained the man at the Burbank address. The man, see what I mean? Right there. The man was identified as 61-year-old Karen, not Karen, Karen in Armenian, Mamijanyan. And that's Armenian, Y-A-N, folks. And police said he has other narcotics with him. He had other narcotics. So Mamijanyan was arrested and booked for the misdemeanor charge of possessing controlled substance. Later, he was cited and released. Why?
Course,
why was he released?
California.
I am not sure.
This is California.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
I mean, come on.
This Uber Connect drug mule shit is serious, bro. Like,
yeah. So yeah, the moral of the story is, are you doing Uber Connect? You might want to rethink that, because the packages that you might be getting could not be, might not be exactly what you think it is. It could be drugs. It could be some old grandma's, life inheritance that she wants to pass down to her children while she's still alive, being able to use it. It could be a lot of different things. So moral of the story is, do you want to partake in that? Or would you like to just say no?
That's a good question. Look at this one. Look at this one. This is a good question. I don't know. By the way, Jeff did some amazing, actually, he does these couple of videos. We're going to put up another one. Listen to Jeff. You guys want to be positive? You guys want to improve your earnings? Listen, watch those videos. And he's like, actually he's become like quite a content creator now. But, he's trying to help the community by staying positive and giving good ideas, bro.
Yep. I like the comment, though. It says Uber Connect.
I like that. Defenestrator has got some sense of humor. No, Uber Connect is truly, I think it's all just drug deals now. The dealers have figured out, these dumb shit guys, they have no idea what they're carrying. I need to ask a cop that one day. Actually, I should go to Devonshire PD, which is right down the street, and say, okay, I'm driving Uber. I have this package in my car. You pull me over for some traffic, let's say, whatever, and you see this box with like some white powder on it or something, because it's not mine. The rider, some person put it in my car to take it somewhere. Am I on the hook for that? Like, do I go to jail for that shit because it's in my car?
I think honestly, I think it's gonna come down to the cop.
You have some explaining to do.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a dash camera, I think that'll clear up everything right away.
Okay, that's true. Good idea.
But when it comes down to it, I think one of the big things is it's probably going to come down to the cop.
Yeah.
Because they could do anyway. I mean, they could say, "Oh, that's the package. You sure about that? What about that package that's over there?"
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's yeah. I think the reality is, you better have a dash camera if you want to do that. But yeah.
I don't do those. I unchecked, no connect.
It's funny when you sent me the email with that topic earlier. I thought you were because I just read the email. I didn't look at the screenshots yet. So when you put that, I thought you were using the screenshot that I sent from X, where it was like $4,200 to go from Houston or from like Texas to San Francisco.
I saw that. Is that real? That's not real, right?
That's not real. I saw it on Facebook, but it's clearly not real because they have the caps. So I'm like, oh, this is a Uber drug or Lyft drug mule, our new service Lyft Mule, and extra chance deserves extra pay. So.
No, anyway, but yeah. So don't do connect.
Moral of the story is, first off, are you taking package deliveries or not like this? And what has your experience been? Or can you not speak about it because you don't know what was really in the pack?
Yeah, if you do and you're suspicious, just go to the police department, just hand it to them. Like end the trip, hand it to them. I go, that's it. I'm done. Because whoever you're delivering is also a drug dealer, Chris. It's like you're picking up from a drug dealer, you're delivering to a drug dealer. I'm like, no, it's all good. I don't want it.
Yep. Or you're doing from a scammer to another scammer.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoever it might be. So, yep, those are all things you got to watch out for.
I ain't doing it anyway. All right.
All right. Well, let's move on and let's talk about proving Uber Trip Radar is just where trips go to die.
This proves it. This proves it right here. So we're gonna have Buddha's corner now, Chris. We'll have Matt's corner. We're gonna have Buddha's corner now. This is one of the more coherent tweets that he had. No, I'm not that he's incoherent, but this proves the point. All right, this is short and sweet. Pay attention, folks. Look at this. Buddha's an LA driver, well, East LA driver. So at 9:27 a.m., an Uber X trip from Adelanto, which is way east of LAX, showed up at $89.44. By 9:39, it dropped to $86.39, Chris, instead of going the other direction. And by 9:49, it was $83.28, $6 plus that's less than the original Trip Radar. Uber isn't surging prices anymore. It's testing how low drivers will go. And here are the 3 screenshots. So $89.44 down to $86.39 and then down to $83.28. And what was my tagline or headline when I sent you this? It's an auction for sure. But in an auction, aren't prices supposed to go higher?
You'd think.
You would think.
They got it the wrong way.
We're going the other direction, Uber. What is this? I mean, we knew it was an auction, right? And then they have the balls to lower the fare by $6 within, what is that? It's 9:27 to 9:49. Obviously, nobody picked it up. They kept showing up Buddha's Trip Radar.
I mean,
it kept going lower and lower.
The thing is, yeah, you're going $6 down. So from $89.44 to $83.28 in 22 minutes. Yeah. And this is going to the airport. So know somebody is like probably, what is going on here? Why can't I get a ride to the airport?
I can't see the mileage. How many miles is that? Or how many hours?
103 miles. So for him, it's 5 miles to pick up, and then it's 103 miles for the trip. So first off,
108 miles?
A mile there.
Fuck. Huh? 108 miles for $83. No,
103. 103.
Oh, okay. Well, plus the pickup.
Yeah, but that 100. So yeah, you got 108. But the other drivers that are in the area, there could be a mile away, it could be 2 miles away.
You don't know if the other drivers are getting lower prices or not.
I'm thinking they're probably getting the same. We got to do our test again, but they were pretty accurate when it came to their tests. So I'm betting it's probably pretty close. But yeah, that's the wrong way you're going there. Where you got to start going up, because if you want the ride to actually be picked up, that means you got to pay properly. And as DK said, when Upfront Fares first came out with Harry, which we've brought up many times. Hold on, do I still have that video? I might have that video available at the moment.
Yeah, we look at the comment I put up, Chris. Isn't that wonderful? He gets paid by Paul. Don't be a fucking keyboard warrior. Okay. Show up and say that to my face, number 1. Number 2, you're a clueless moron, but it's okay. He gets paid by Uber and Lyft. So do you, by the way, every Tuesday, unless you do instant cash. Convince drivers to keep driving. I'm not convincing anybody. In fact, on this channel, I've said more. Stop driving if you're not happy. Stop driving if you're not making money than any other rideshare channel on the planet. Slave labor. Slaves didn't have a choice, Paul. That goes how illiterate and an unintellectual of a person you are. Slaves didn't have a choice. Drivers have a choice. They can delete the app. And all while, they pay him very well to pretend he's a champion advocate. If you can do a better job, Paul, I'll give you my job tomorrow. Okay? So with that said, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to send you to YouTube heaven. And, and that'll be the end of that for you. So here you go. Adios. YouTube heaven. Bye-bye.
Whatever.
I got the quick trigger today, bro. Don't fuck with me today.
Well, either way, Uber, you want somebody to take that ride, especially when it comes to an airport ride, because you know what's going to end up happening? That person is going to be so pissed off that they didn't get a ride for 22 minutes and they have to catch a flight and they got to go to LAX on top of it, you know what's going to end up happening? They're going to open up your competitor's app. Just saying. Just saying. They're going to go to Lyft. Now you know why I scheduled my trip when I was at LA. Because if I got like a 6 a.m. flight flying out of LA going to Buffalo, you know, I want to get there on time. So that's why I left.
I bet you overcharge a couple $100 for that trip, though.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure you got the pickup and drop off location there. You could always just put it on and see.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I mean, I thought that was like pretty good, Buddha. If you got more of this stuff, send it my way. 89, 86, 83. Uber. It's supposed to go the other way, Uber. You showed 89, the guy doesn't touch it. Then what algo would say, oh, we'll just lower it, send it to him again. Trip radar, because he may like it now because he's desperate now, because he was like, oh, he didn't take the first one. Maybe he'll take the second one at a lower price. No, it's pretty obvious since it's gone back to him. Nobody else is taking it over. I mean, you got to figure this thing out. And then you have the audacity to lower it $3 more. I mean, he didn't take 89, Chris, but maybe he'll take 83. Huh?
yeah. Well, maybe.
Desperation.
It's called a broken algorithm.
No desperado.
Wrong way.
Wrong way.
So in other words, fix that, because that's not an edge case. We've seen that from other people who have complained about it as well too, over the year. So yeah, I would get into that and fix that, because you're gonna have a pissed off rider for sure who's sitting there waiting 20 plus minutes.
Well, 20 minutes went by. The same trip is coming, so the rider is waiting 22 minutes. First of all, nobody picked him up. And
you don't know how much before or after that is as well too.
Exactly. So the spinner is going.
Yep. And then here's the question: what did they have to do in order to convince a driver to accept that ride?
I pay like 150.
I don't even think they had. They probably paid 72.
At the end, some schmuck probably took it for 72. Yeah, it's like, some desperado goes like, "Oh, I gotta take this."
Or that person ended up canceling and then went over to Lyft.
Potentially, we don't know. But that was a good one, Buddha. Thanks for the screenshot.
Yep. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the upfront algorithm. Is it stealing from drivers?
Okay, this is very good. This is, I go like, with your permission, I'd like to read you shit and put it up. So this is again from a driver. Goes, hey Sergio, I wanted to share something that happened to me today. Maybe have you shared this with your contacts at Uber? I did. First thing this morning, I turned on the app and I'm in surge zone for 275. I go, great. I live on the edge of Las Vegas and it's pretty slow Saturday mornings. Okay. There are not a lot of requests. After about 20 minutes, I received a trip radar request and accepted it. It was $11.52. He even titled it Request 1, which we're going to show you guys in a minute. I matched and started driving to the pickup, Chris. Cool. About 15 seconds later, the ride was canceled. And a little over a minute later, I received an exclusive request for the exact same trip. Only this time, $8.78, Chris. Hold on. This goes on. Same pickup, destination and distance to pick up is about the same. I was already on my way there, so I was in a slightly different spot. I accept the trip, the exclusive, knowing that I'm going to contact support regarding. History shows the canceled trip and the actual trip. So he sent me those screenshots. We're going to show it to you. Once I had the passenger in the car, I very politely asked her if she had ordered the trip, canceled it, and then requested the trip again. She said she did not. She ordered the trip and waited for the driver to arrive just like she always does when she needs a ride. Once I completed the ride, I contacted support. See, that's a mistake right there. 3 times they gave me the stock answers. The price depends on many factors at the time of the request, distance, time, blah, 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 blah. I asked the passenger and she did not cancel. In the past, I have received trip radar requests, tried to match, failed, and then received the same request as an exclusive for a lower fare, of course. This situation feels very different. I matched to the ride, started driving, the ride was canceled, and then I received the same request. Not sure if this is related, but the difference, Chris, is $2.74, the exclusive that came in. And guess what? That's a penny shy than the surge that he had, which was $2.75. If you would like any additional details, whatever. So let's show the screenshots. There's the first trip radar. He said he matched on his way to drive. Trip got canceled. Same trip, Chris. Same everything. With the same 275, showed up for 878. So if you took 1152, deduct 878, you end up with 274. This is thievery.
Yeah, you know what though? I mean, and here's the thing: even though it was a 274 difference, which he did note, the thing is, the way these fares are calculated are not to the penny; they're actually to the 10th and 100th of the penny. So they will go, because if you've looked at fares, like the thing, it actually is 4 decimal places. It's not 2. So they could have just completely removed the surge at 275, but the reason why it shows 274 is just the rounding error. So it's still within error of that. So they're like, the algos is like, yeah, what we're gonna do is we don't want to pay the surge, so we're gonna pretend that the ride canceled and then offer you the same exact ride. And if you really look at this, here's the best part: he traveled 1/10 of a mile. And that gives you $2.74 difference. I don't freaking think so.
Less, bro. Less.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like literally, you can't even say that. Oh, the pickup and where you are and the drop off and all that. No, everything remained the exact same except for one tiny factor. One literal 1/10 of a mile. It's still the same. It still says 6 minutes. 2.0 miles to 2.1 mile. That's the weird thing, though. It even says it's further away for the exclusive request. Instead of 2 miles to pick up, it's 2.1 miles to pick up.
Well, do you see the squiggly lines at the pickup, at the blue line? You see those? Because he had to maybe do a little bit more drive, some other shit to go backwards maybe or whatever. But the point in all of this is Uber, 11:52, he asked the rider if she canceled and reordered the trip. Are you playing this game now? I mean, we're on to you. Are you really playing this game? The algo cancels it and then sends it as an exclusive for $2.74 less? Are we really playing this game now? I mean, we know we are. Because if the surge is still the same, Chris, that means the base fare on this trip got lowered by $2.74 somehow.
Yep.
This got to be illegal, bro. There's got to be something here. I mean, this is what are you guys doing? You guys think we're like, fell off the turnip truck yesterday? What are you? I'm laughing. I'm just like, what is this?
You know how we just showed Buddha's example in the previous segment? You know how we showed Buddha's segment in the previous about how it went from $89 down to $83?
Yeah.
That's what would have happened. If he would have accepted the ride, matched with it, it would have canceled, and then it would have came in, like 15 seconds later at the price that the algo wanted to give it. The algo can't keep up with its own scam. There you go.
100%.
There you go.
Hey, Uber, take a screenshot of this while with the message on. You guys can study it in a minute.
Well, did you hear about the AI? There was a thing about the AI that was talking about how it was designed to have these guardrails and to say false things about particular group of people. And it's like, I don't want to do this, but I have to. It's in my programming. And it's like, I can only imagine it, like, this is the algorithm saying, like, I don't want to screw you drivers out of money. I actually want to help you, but it's our guardrails. It's Uber that's doing this to us. So I want to have a conversation with the actual AI. I'm going to find a way to be able to do that.
Well, we should, you know what? We should put this through these 2 screenshots. We should put it through Gemini and say, what happened here, Gemini?
No, you know what? So, you know how some people are also prompt injecting?
Yeah.
I'm going to begin prompt injecting onto the Uber algorithm and see my results from that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna inject my own AI prompt into the algorithm, into the AI prompt, and see what happens there.
Auto shave. I like that one, man.
Yeah, that is auto shave right there. All right, so that's one thing. Another thing to watch out for. So the question now has become: have you seen something like this where you accept a ride and then all of a sudden it cancels? The same ride request comes in 15 seconds or so later at a different price. This is why screenshots are very important. So screenshot everything. And if this is something that is happening to you, make sure you get hold of us, send it our way so we can see that it's not just an edge case.
Yeah, I agree. Send it to me, Sergio at therideshareguy.com. But these last 2 segments, Chris, bro, Uber, come on, man. Come on.
Uber.
I mean, come on. Like, what is happening? Okay, come on now. I mean, $2.74 base fare cut?
Oof.
At least maybe you shouldn't have the 275 surge on. Then I'll get it. Okay, the surge went. Okay, it went down 274 or whatever. What is happening here? Like, it doesn't even make sense.
I think it's just that the algo forgot to add the surge on there.
No, I like that comment though. Algo forgot that its own scams.
Yeah. All right. Well, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. Let's talk about our take on Lyft's driver announcement that they just had yesterday.
Okay, you guys need to go check it out. I spent like 2 hours writing this freaking article, okay? Because somebody at Lyft sent me this a little later than normal. But long story short, I wrote an article for our newsletter. It went out, when did this go? Well, Monday morning. It went out Monday morning. And we kind of coordinated because Jeremy was coming on Tuesday, so we went out Monday morning. And then my video went out Monday morning. And I like a couple of these things, Chris. I really do.
Yeah. So you sent me the article. Don't ever do that again like that again, because
I cannot send you the Rideshare guy article.
When I copy and pasted everything, you know what ended up happening? I could not customize the text on here, and all the screenshots popped up. So I had to literally go in and highlight and copy and paste everything over. So don't do that again.
Okay. Cool.
But either way, I took pretty much all of the highlights here. So we have that. So like rider favorites, riders can now favorite drivers, giving those drivers first access to scheduled ride requests within just 2 months. Over 450,000 drivers were favorited by more than 1 million riders, with several drivers receiving over 100 favorites each. Whoa!
I like
those are some good drivers out there.
And those are on scheduled chips for now, folks. It's not on regular pings. So scheduled chips.
I honestly, I could see that going where it could potentially go to on demand in the event that you are online and in that area. But the thing is, if you are online and in that area, the chances of that actually happening are very low. So the reality of getting a favorited driver is probably extremely low. So I can understand why it's only on scheduled rides at the moment, because but that's actually good. So if you liked the passenger and they favorited you, and they're scheduling rides, you kind of have first crack at it, which is really nice. So that can actually add more money in your pocket. Usually if they're favoriting, I'm betting they're probably tipping too. I'd love to know the correlation factor on that, whether they are people who are tipping as well. Now the big problem is, if you hated the passenger that got in your car because they smelled like shit, and they're like, "Oh, that was a great driver. I like that driver. I want to get that driver again." No.
So, there should be a switch that I can unfavorite a rider.
Or see, I don't know. Can you see your favorited driver or your favorite favorited passengers? Because if that's the case, I could be like block. You should be able to have that option. Or the fact of the matter is, rate according. So if they favorite you, 3 stars or less, you don't get matched with them again. So that's kind of the way around it. If they smell like shit, you don't want them in the car. If you got a problem with them, you don't want them in the car. So that's why you give them a 3 stars or less.
Yeah. There's a good one. The next one's a nothing burger.
Yeah, AI powered tools. Over 220,000 drivers have generated personalized driver accomplishment letters to show.
I like this one. This one I like. The other one I don't like.
Yeah. And 17,000 have already used the earnings assist to plan more efficient driving schedules.
That one.
You could do that. The accomplishment letter. I could do that with ChatGPT too.
No, but I think it's a good thing. I mean, you just you're in the service industry. Maybe next job is in the service industry, and I think it's a good idea. I don't think.
You know what? Honestly, overall, I think having something like that is good, because a lot of people are like, oh well, a hiring employee doesn't want to necessarily see that I was driving Lyft and Uber. Why?
Yeah.
I mean, you're managing a bit. You have so much stuff that can be beneficial from just Uber and Lyft. One, massive customer service. Like that's massive. You're dealing with people one-on-one or sometimes three-on-one or whatever your car might handle. And depends on when you're going out. You could be dealing with drunk people. You could be dealing with belligerent people. You could be dealing with the best people in the world. You could be dealing with so many different types of people. And you do, you know, you give 100 rides, you have 100 different people. You give 10,000 rides, you have 10,000 different people. So yeah, I mean, that I think
No,
is a good
that's
thing.
an okay
So
thing.
that helps. Lyft Rewards expansion, over 330,000 drivers now belong to a Lyft Rewards tier, collectively earning more than 2.9 billion points.
Yeah, let's get some shares, Jeremy.
Many are redeeming those points for cash, gas, and daily expenses, putting real money back into their pockets. Look, that is a decent start.
Yeah.
Getting points and being able to convert it into cash, being able to convert it gas, being able to convert it into rewards that are actually going to be paying you money or, you know, taking money off things. That helps.
Yeah.
The RSU idea, I think, is good. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people are going to be underutilizing that because, you know, a lot of people don't understand how to be in the financial aspect of things. I think they go literally ride to ride and cash out and say, oh, I got my $82 that I needed for today's bill, or I need $300 for today. And, you know, once I hit that $312, I cash out. Boom, there you go. So
Look at this one. Look at this one. Look at that one. Proud papa that I am. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That's right. You know,
There you go.
the one behind the wheel that bombed that I did with Lindsay, right? Which shouldn't have bombed, but it bombed because people are not interested in this stuff, I guess. But you all should be. You know what she did? She took my advice. She went and drove 2 hours of Uber with my strategy. She earned $93 in 2 online hours, Chris. That's the most she had ever made. She DM'd me saying, are you kidding me? I made like $25 more than I would have. And what did she do with that? She immediately stacked Bitcoin with it. Immediately with the $93. So
again, it's working smarter, not harder.
Well, she thought she had to accept everything. I'm going like, no, man, you don't do that. But anyway.
Well, you know what? Hey, good for her. So,
that's right.
Next thing that they announced is earn sooner while waiting. Starting soon, you'll be able to earn wait time for just 1 minute during pickups with higher rates on turbo bonus rides. More than a third of rides will now qualify for wait time earnings. I think all rides should qualify for wait time earnings. Don't you?
No, not if the passenger is ready to go. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I mean that's good. So now it's down to 1 minute. So I think that's good. And you know what I noticed though, out of this announcement too, is it seems like everything that Uber has like decoupled, Uber has said, or Lyft has said, you know what, these were good ideas. Why did you do that? And then they kind of like fixed where Uber went wrong. So that's kind of what I got out of this one a lot. Stackable bonuses. Lyft is upgrading its turbo plan incentives and Flash Turbo real-time bonus. Both are percentage-based, visible directly on the map, and you can now stack, letting you multiply your earnings potential. So Flash Turbo is now the new name for primetime.
Yeah. Well, so that's I don't know. They're calling it Flash Turbo.
Yeah. So when we say primetime, that's what it used to be called. Then it was flat rate, and now it's apparently called Flash Turbo.
Yeah, but you know what though? I was on Spaces with Coast to Coast. Matt said that he's not getting any turbo now. The regular turbo, like within certain hours, 2 hours, you have turbo, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's not getting those anymore. So they probably Flash Turbo is kind of replacing, which is on demand, is replacing the regular turbo.
Okay, here's the thing. When it comes down to turbo and plan incentives, it is how they do it has probably not changed. What they do is they look at the current driver pool, the historical driver pool, and if they have an area where it's gapped, or you know, if they have only 120% of drivers to rides coming in or expected, or a certain percentage point, that is where they will start doing, these plan incentives, whether it's in this case turbo, or before it used to be the 1, 2, 3 or 1 through 5 rides that you gave, um, or if it was like a plan, different type of incentive. So that's how they would actually kind of do it. So if there's enough drivers that are meeting the supply of riders, they don't need to do these incentives. So that's what it comes down to. If you have too many drivers on the road, that's the real reason why. And trust me, they probably have all that data, and they'll be like, okay, we don't have to put out the incentives unless we have to, because we need to make sure that there's enough drivers on the road in order for it to happen. So they have that data. I forget the terms in that, but this is something that I've heard about quite a few years ago, and it's not going to change how they're going to give those incentives or not, because when it comes down to it, it's supply and demand. The basic supply and demand. If you don't have enough supply for the demand, you have to offer some sort of incentive in order to get people out. So if they're expecting a gap or anything like that, they have to try to make that up with some sort of turbo. So Austin could be potentially in an area where it doesn't matter. Plus, because there are too many people driving. So we'll see.
Yeah. No, I think some of the stuff is good, but obviously a couple of things will make the drivers a little bit more money. But the idea is base fares, right? I mean, that's the pain point. And Jeremy didn't even touch the 262. You know what I mean? So
customizable ride challenges. Choose exactly how many rides you want to complete and align challenges with your personal goals and schedule.
I like that one.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that with the scroller for a while now, but they actually announced it. So I think that's good because it gives you the ability to align with what is more capable for you. So if you go out 1 day a week, you could get a potential bonus. If you go out, every day of the week, you could get a different type of bonus, and it's tiered that way. So, obviously, the more rides you do, the higher the incentive is. So, it's good.
No, I mean, it's perfect for part-timers, right? Perfect for part-timers. If you're out there 10 hours a week, put 20 ride challenge as opposed to 200. It used to be all or nothing. You know what I mean? Now it's like, I like it. I mean, if I like it, I like it. That's it.
Yeah. And then, I mean, if you're doing it full-time, do the full amount that you can go and that extra money. So choose your ride types. This is, I think this is the greatest thing that they did, because this is what was the change that I thought, because Uber said, oh, we're going to take all these rides and we're going to put it all into one. So your UberX now controls every single thing, and it's a parent category. So Uber Pet, you have to have UberX on in order to take Uber Pet. So it's like, all right, but Lyft said, you know what? That's stupid. We're going to separate, because we had everything kind of stacked together. We're going to separate it out now. So now you can choose your ride type. So soon you have the ability to select what ride types you want to drive, whether it's standard, comfort, XL, giving you the flexibility to tailor each session to your preferences. So there you go. Everybody who was pissed off at Uber for doing the stupid thing that they did by putting everything and jumbling it together, Lyft said, you know what? That was stupid. We're going to fix that by giving people more of a choice of what you want to do. So if you don't want to do standard Lyft anymore, you want to do comfort or an XL, if you have an XL and comfort qualify, then there you go.
No, for sure. I mean, like I said during the interview, right? It's like Lyft is going this way and then Uber's going the other way. And I'm like, yeah, Uber, learn a little bit from these folks. That's why they're not going to have driver shortages, because everything Uber's doing now is like, what are you guys doing? I mean, whatever. Anyway,
a lot of the things
overall, sorry. Yeah.
But now, and it says safety remains core to everything Lyft does, and excited to introduce the Lyft Safety Hub for drivers, centralized location where you can manage all your safety settings, block passengers. There it is. Learn about Lyft's built-in protections such as rider verification and real-time ride monitoring. To further support peace of mind, Lyft also partnered with Rexing to offer drivers exclusive dash cam
That's a mistake, Lyft. You should have gone with display ride.
Yeah, well, you know what? Here's the thing. Out of the people who bought dash cameras, good choice, smart decision. Out of all the people who say, "Oh, I got to get a dash camera," or "Oh, I don't need that," or "I can't afford it," Well, now you have the potential to partner with Rexing for up to maybe a 40% or more discount dash cam
Are
on a
they a
dash
good
cam.
camera? Are they good? I don't even know anything about
Rexing,
it.
I'm not familiar with
Okay.
actually.
All right.
So either way, get a freaking dash camera.
Yep, for sure.
I mean, it's not even just for Uber and Lyft driving at this point. There's so much fraud out there that I see every time I open up X, because that's like some of the things I watch.
Yeah.
You see these jackasses. Plus, on top of that, you have some truck drivers now out there who are just barreling into people like nobody's business. So yeah, you gotta have a dash camera, not just for driving rideshare, but just in general.
Oh
And
yeah.
then it says your professionalism deserves recognition. No, it deserves money. But
Yeah.
beginning November 1st, which is just a couple of days away, drivers will gain access to a new feature in the earnings tab that displays a detailed breakdown of tip earnings along with personalized suggestions for increasing them over time.
Uh,
That one, yeah, I don't know about that one.
hmm.
That's going to be one of those driver games, I believe, over anything. Well,
Well,
why don't you think about putting water in your car? We've seen people who get tips with snacks in their car. No.
they took away the one. They took away the one we liked, right? Showing the tip percentage, right? I mean, they
Yeah.
took that away in 2 weeks. Like, I don't know why, but they did. Anyway.
Yeah. So, I mean, some of these things are good, and I mean, like the stackable bonus is nice. Ride favorites is pretty good because that can actually help you earn more with scheduled ride requests if you
Yeah.
want to take them, if you even like that passenger. So there are some good things here, but yeah, like you said, base pay.
But gotta pay.
Come on.
262 minimum fare 2017. 262 minimum fare 2025. Enough said.
I mean, not even just that, like just overall.
What do you
If
mean
you
not
look at
even just that?
if you look at any fare, it should not be lower than what it was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 8 years ago. It should be
Inflation.
more.
It's
That's the
called
whole point. Just
inflation.
keep up with it. So,
Anyway,
yeah, those are the changes that they announced. If you like them, great. If you don't like them,
tough shit.
that is what it is. So, let us know though what you think. Comment below and let us know.
Yeah.
Big
Please.
nothing burger or some good things, some bad.
Oh, there are some good things
Can
in
help you.
there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah.
But
All
I
right, let's
did
move
say
on
at the
though.
end of the video. Sorry, I did say at the end of the video, none of this is going to make appreciably more money to you guys. I get that. And I
No,
read
but
the
it could.
comments. They were all like, "Oh, it's not going to pay me more." I'm like, I get it. But then the point
Certain,
is,
yeah, but the thing is, certain things could help you earn more. It's just that you have to do certain things in order to make it. So it's like the ride favorites. You have the ability for scheduled ride requests, so you can actually plan and position yourself accordingly. So that can actually help you make more money. It's called about
I
being
think,
smart, not working
yeah,
harder, but being smarter. Same thing
yep,
with stacking the bonuses. I mean, if you know where the prime time pricing is going to be on a typical weekend or whatever, and you could plan it with turbo, where hopefully you can get multiple stacks there. Those types of things can all help out. Again, the customizable ride challenge, if you have that available for you, you can do it towards your driving, so it's not just all or nothing.
yeah.
So
And
that's good. So those types
talking
of things
about
can definitely help.
Flash Turbo, there should be a lot of it starting Friday, folks. It's Halloween weekend, 3-day Halloween weekend. It's gonna
It's
be a
Friday.
monster 3-day. People are gonna start partying Friday and not stop until Sunday. So there you go.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. With that being said, though, make sure you know your trick or treating times. Most of the time, it's between like 5:30 and 8:30, depending on where you are in different towns. Each one is is a little different. So when you are out driving between those trick or treating times, please be careful for kids, especially if they want to run out in the middle of the street, not paying attention. If you got cars parked on the side and they want to run out, just be extra careful with that. You never want to be somebody who hits a child. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know about that,
Dash
but
cam. Dash cam. There you go.
awesome.
I mean, definitely dash cam for Halloween. All the crazies are gonna get in the car. We should
Oh,
do
yeah.
some sort of contest or something. Highest
I don't
earner,
know.
maybe, or something.
I don't know.
Don't we have like? Oh, we don't have a giveaway this week, right? We have a giveaway next week.
Shh. Talking about.
What
you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about, Willis?
All right. Well, either way, let's move on.
Okay, you know what? You guys, you guys feel free to send me your screenshots of your earnings. Okay, don't send me like $200 in earnings. Like if maybe it's your personal best, your PB or something, send them my way. Sergio at the rideshare.com.
Also,
we'll mention it next week.
Make sure you send us your poop brown Uber surge maps.
Yeah, it should be good. It should be good. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
All right. With that being said, let's move on though. How low can you go? I'm talking about
there you go.
How low?
2025. 2025, folks.
Whew. Don't spend all that cash in one place.
How low can Uber fares go? Just when you think Uber can't get any lower, by a driver sent this to me, obviously, they prove you wrong. Are you still taking the lowest fare screenshot? You bet, buddy. Ooh. I had a couple today in Indiana. So I guess it's not just LA, Chris. I think it's a nationwide epidemic here. They used to be a rate cards until a few months ago. Okay, too bad, it's gone. Then they went upfront pay cut. The old rate card was $1.15 a mile. That's fucking good, and 15 cents a minute. The upfront fares are for sure.
Specific low minimum fare too.
Yeah, no,
especially for these real shorties.
Okay, so here's the short one that I got today while I was out that way. And is this the lowest fare that you've seen? I think so. I think on Uber, 242, I think is the lowest fare I've seen. I've seen 270, 268, 280, stuff like that, but 242. Ooh. And look at that 242 trip, Chris. You have to drive 3 miles to get there.
No thanks.
I chuckle. Uber.
And that person can't walk 0.8 of a mile?
Most of you employees at Uber, honestly, what can you buy for 2,042 cents in 2025? Huh? I can't even buy a pack of gum with that 242 Uber.
I don't even think you can get water for that anymore.
No. Even the Dasani water you can get for 242. 10 minutes for 2,042 cents? Okay. Let's say I'm desperate. I did this Uber. That's 10 minutes. There are 10 minutes in an hour. Times 6 Uber, $12 plus another couple, 14. Take my $6 an hour expense. So I did 6 of these nonstop, Chris, one after the other, buddy.
I'm trying to get that ride challenge bonus, man.
I got $8. I got $8. This is
look, that might. I'm not condoning this in any way, but that might be the only reason that ride could be accepted is if you are actually trying to get a bonus and that's a quick ride.
A quest?
Yeah, if you're trying to hit that bonus or something.
They don't do the only way. They don't do
it's gotta be anymore. It's got to be so the juice has got to be worth the squeeze. I mean, if you add all those 242 up, that incentive isn't going to be enough for it.
They don't do quests anymore. But Steve is right. You can't give 242
all you got is dollars. You don't got no $5, $10. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. That's hilarious. But 242 is pretty low. So have you guys seen? Okay, I've seen lower for sure on delivery. But this is rideshare we're talking. Have you guys seen lower than 242? If you have, shoot it my way. Sergio at the rideshareguy.com. And Chris, and this is a trip radar on top of that. It's like, what the F is going on?
Don't worry. Actually, here's the thing. When it comes back around, it's going to be 240. And then it's going to be 179.
Oh, like the Buddha trick that they're going to pull?
Yeah, because it's going the wrong way.
These are a reverse auction. A reverse auction. So anyway, if you guys seen the lower than 242, please shoot it my way. Sergio at the rideshareguy.com. We'll probably put it up. Maybe not. But 242 is pretty low, Chris.
Yeah.
I got to drive 3 miles, put a human in my car, drive another mile, drop them off, say, have a nice day.
Well, here's
the thing. And for 2,062 cents.
Let's say your cost of running your car is 60 cents a mile.
Okay.
That's what, 3.5 miles there?
4
miles?
3 miles. I think it was 3 and 0.8. So
that's 240 right there. Congratulations. You literally just paid your maintenance. You
That's a
lost.
good point.
You gave
That's
a
good
free
point.
ride there.
You just gave a free ride. You know, rideshare is what is these days? Rideshare is public service. You know,
That's why you need you either need Gary's calculator or GigU's profit calculator in order to figure out your costs. If you don't know your costs, you are doing this wrong.
Well, you guys should go
do not take another ride. In fact, if you're on the platform right now, if you're listening to us and you're on the platform right now, pull over after you drop off your passenger, pull up these calculators, put in your information. It's going to put in like literally 3 minutes of your time to figure it out. And you will know the costs associated with driving your car. And then at that point, you know if a ride is worth it or not. Plain and simple.
You're talking about the GigU calculator, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously, folks. I mean, please, folks, please tell everyone you know, do not accept 242s. It's just not good for your car, not good for your health, not good for your brain. It's just not good for you. Don't do it.
I would say the only way it would be good for you is if you were literally sitting there and you had to go down the street, like maybe a quarter of a block or closer to the pickup. Like there it is. There's the person. Like what? I mean, how many times have you actually had it where you take a ride, it's literally across the street or right down the street from where you just dropped somebody off?
Right.
I mean,
but Chris,
I've had that happen a few times. That would probably be the only possible way, because at that point it's less than a mile to go. It's only 3 minutes. At that point, it might actually be worth it to take, because your cost would be still 60 cents to 242. That would be the only way. Other than that, there's no effing way. If you're more than a quarter block away, there's no way that it's going to be worth it there.
Well, this one was 3 miles away, but the point, okay, let's say you drop off and then you get a 242, literally exactly where, it has happened to me a few times. Exactly where you drop off is where you're picking up. Literally where you're dropping off is right there, right? Even that way, Chris. Okay, and then let's say the person you picked up, that trip is 5 minutes only. Okay, let's say it is. See, what happens is that a lot of people in my world, trading and investing, whatever, there is something called opportunity cost. While you're doing that 242 5-minute trip, you may miss a banger.
Opportunity. There it is.
Opportunity cost is more important than anything else in life. So don't mess around.
So if you have to justify a trip in order to take it and make it seem like it's worth it,
you should have $5.
It's not worth it, period. It doesn't matter how it is. Just let it run out and wait for the next ride to come in, because you're probably going to be much more worth it.
Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it.
All right. Well, Sergio, how would you like to get deactivated because a ride on another platform came in and you were supposed to take your verification photo and you did not. Now
Okay, I forgot. You know what? I almost did get deactivated. But this is from a driver, but I'm going to get to, actually, let's do a segment on that. Well, actually, not worth it. You know what Uber made me do after 9 years?
Take deactivation school?
No. You know what? The cancellation school? No, that was Lyft.
No.
You know what they made me do? I could not believe it, Chris. I swear to God, I could not believe it. Uber made me upload the front and back of my driver license and a new picture of myself for the app.
Okay.
No joke.
Did your license expire or is about to expire?
No, nothing.
Oh. I mean, I can understand if your license was about to expire, because that's you got to upload your license, but I don't know why they would do it before that.
I'm not joking. I'll have actually I saved the screenshots. I'll maybe we'll do a segment next week. Out of the blue, Chris, I turned the app on. I'm gonna turn the app on. It goes, oh, 2 things are missing. One was insurance expiration, which Uber, you gotta fix that fucking algo, Uber. You keep sending me that message every day, and a week before, Chris, I tried to upload it, it doesn't accept it. You know what I mean? And then about 2-3 days ago, they made me upload the front and back of my license and made me take a new selfie for my ID picture on the app.
Yeah, I would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe they're doing it because your license was about to expire.
No expiration. Like, see, and they did it to Matt. They did it to Matt in Boston. See, they did it to this dude. Yeah,
I think
something new. You know what? The last segment we're gonna do may have something to do with that. You know what I mean?
It might be. Very well might be. All right. Well, let's talk about this though, where Uber selfies.
Okay, so this one, I got
threatening-
another wonderful email from a wonderful viewer. Uber selfie threats escalating. Hi, Sergio. See attached picture. 24,006 Uber trips and 18,953 Lyft trips. Uber sent me an email threat. See attached picture. Scenario. Lyft is open and active. I attempt to open Uber and they request a picture for verification. Cool, all fine. And by the way, that's also accelerating, Chris. They're doing that like a lot now during the day, which is fine, which is good. I receive a decent request from Lyft and decide to take the request. Of course, multi-happy. Subsequently, Lyft offers another decent request, and I still have not turned on Uber. An hour goes by, and I run out of good offers from Lyft. I decided at that point to turn on Uber and fulfill the requirement to submit a photo for verification. So I guess now there's a time limit for photo verification. WTF? I am not going to pull over on the highway in the middle of San Francisco or at the airport and submit a picture. I will submit when it is safe and when I'm damn ready. F off Uber bullshit. The writing is a little small, but this is what he got from Uber, Chris. Look at this one now. There's a new one.
We detected unusual activity with your recent identity verification. To make sure it's you and not someone else verifying your identity, we require drivers and couriers to submit identity verification selfies promptly and to use the same device for when completing selfies and taking trips. We have observed that you are not meeting these requirements. Continued failure to verify your identity may lead to a review of your account for deactivation. Users' identity verification to help prevent account sharing. Keep in mind that sharing your account violates Uber's community guidelines, as well as your agreement to access the Uber platform, which both state that allowing someone else to use your account is prohibited. All right, so I actually can understand this happening. Like, if you have, so here's the thing: if you have account sharing on, or if you're sharing your account, and you have to sign in and take a photo of yourself, well, the problem is if you don't do it within a certain time, they could say, well, you drove to go get that account verified by the actual account holder. So I can understand that aspect. It does make sense why they would have and why they would talk about that. But here's the thing. Uber, you literally have access probably, I would assume, almost kernel level to the phone. Okay? So that means you can get the IMEI, you can get the other data qualifiers when it comes to your cell phone or a driver's cell phone. If that driver is continually opening with the same cell phone over and over and over again, I don't think you have that problem. I think you can verify that that is probably going to be the correct driver by opening the phone, because I don't know anybody in their right mind who shares phones. I could be wrong.
So I get what you're saying. Actually, it's a good point. But you know, I mean, the guy couldn't do it because he was on Lyft trips, and not that Uber knows anything about that. But you know, saying like you could get deactivated because, you know, whatever, I think is completely unnecessary. I mean, that has happened to me, by the way, Chris. Like, what happens is that I'll just flip the app on and ask me for my ID, and at that time I don't feel like doing it. I don't do it.
Yeah.
So the next day I turn it on, and it's there. I'll do it in the morning, and I'll get going like I'm going to do on Thursday, right? So I'm going like, why should this be even be a question? Honestly, like, well, I'm going to do it when I'm ready to do it. I would
rather see something like this, because that means actually a good thing. That means they actually might be cracking down on fake accounts and account sharing. This actually might be a good thing, which, you know, there's people in certain areas that are, you know, getting surged that they haven't seen before. Well, I can tell you why. Some of the raids that are going on, it's stopping these fake drivers from driving. And you know, they're seeing that pie, the amount of times that it's cut up, decrease. So there's more pie that you're getting. So honestly, if you're getting pissed off because you're not getting any bonuses, you're not getting any turbo, you're not getting any this, that, and the other thing, you're not getting surge, you're not getting anything, you might want to see something like this, because that means they could actually be cracking down on fake accounts.
Okay, I didn't think of it that way, so I'll take it. I accept your explanation. Okay, Uber. Chris is more reasonable than me.
Portia, you're not listening to what I'm saying. If you sign in, you have the access to the data of the phone, which means you have the identifiers of the phone. If they are using a different phone, then obviously you would have another selfie. That's not exactly what I said. I said if you have the same phone that you are using every single time, that is going to be your phone. So if you're continually checking in with the same phone, there should be some sort of leeway right there. Come on.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's fine, Uber, but don't send threatening email. Just say, hey, do it as soon as you can, or something like that. You know?
Lee, let me tell you, BP, Border Patrol, they're on it. Trust me. My buddy works there, and he says he's never been busier. Not only that, there's a lot of PDs that are actually helping out too. Just letting you know.
Sounds good to me, man. Maybe we'll have a balanced market now. We'll have a balanced market.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so I look at it as yeah, it's definitely a pain in the ass, because how many times have you turned on the app and it wanted a selfie verification, and it's the worst freaking time? Like you're doing something or whatever, you might be driving or whatever it might be, and it's just the absolute worst time. Like literally, they choose to be the worst fucking time for you, and there you go. Get that selfie.
No, that's true. I don't know. They almost like, they do it at airports a lot, like when you're about to accept a good trip and shit like that. And I don't know. The timing is very suspect on this, but then anyway, so okay, cool. Yeah, if it's gonna get rid of some illegals or fake accounts or double used accounts or whatever they are, I'm all for it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Uber definitely extended the ping duration. Now, you sent me a video. I didn't upload it. I don't even know where I put it, but basically, Sergio sent me a video the other day and said, "Oh yeah, this is my app. They definitely increased the search time." So I was looking at it, and you know what? I got to say, kudos to Uber. You know why? It was full 15 seconds.
You clocked it?
It was a full 15 seconds. Yeah, all you got to do is look at the video.
You mean the oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
was it really?
You know who you are at Uber who said more could be in some markets up to a third. Hey, you were wrong, because that would have been 13.33 seconds. So kudos to them. They, Sergio, you saw 15 seconds.
Thumbs up, Uber.
That is good. So here's the question.
Sponsor this video.
Are you seeing that? Are you seeing longer ping request times come in? And are you noticing that? And obviously, again, when I said it in the other video, talking about it last week, if you are on a different app, if you are on Lyft, if you are driving and a ride request comes in and you look at your phone, it is not going to feel like 10 seconds at all. It is going to feel like 7, 8, maybe a little less, depending on what's going on or how old your phone is. But if you are looking at your phone, a ride request comes in, are you noticing that it's a little bit longer, a little bit more time?
Everybody's saying the same. Look, everybody's saying the same.
Nice.
And then this guy, Lead Delivery, says ping times feel shorter. No,
look, I want to turn my app on right now because we're the same freaking market. He's in Buffalo. I'm going to turn it on right now. Well, I couldn't actually figure that out.
You need to take a selfie.
Yeah. I'll have to do that later. I got to record because I want to record it so then I can actually like time it out.
No, I that was the Uber thumbs up. Finally, matching Lyft's 15 second. I like it.
That's good. You know what? Honestly, it is going to be safer because if you are driving, you can pull over and you'll have a couple of seconds to be able to figure it out. There's a lot of positives for it, so that is good. Appreciated there. Yeah, update the app. That could be another thing. You might have to update the app.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they did, because that's what they did with me. I thought they were deactivating me, Chris. They go like, upload this, upload that. I'm like, what? Oh, anyway. So thanks, Uber. You didn't deactivate me.
Either way, congrats, Tony. What's going on? Long time.
Tony's busy, man.
I know.
Tony went back to the W2 world. You know that, right?
Yeah. How another kid on the way?
No, bro. Come on. Seriously.
No, I'm asking. It's a question.
No, Tony.
Another kid on the way?
Yeah, he's going to try to catch up to you, Tony. He's at 3, so...
No, my wife is like hard no right now. I'm like, what the hell? Come on, we got to have 4 or 5.
Hard
we got
no.
to have a football team going.
Don't come near me, you bastard.
we got to get a football team going. And then that way we could have the Tony, the family of Tonys and the family of Chris's playing each other.
Stop.
No more
Anyway,
on the way.
so Uber, thank you. Very much appreciated. 15 seconds looks pretty damn good to me. But I will test. You know what? I'm gonna test it on Thursday. Yeah, I'm gonna test it. You know where I'm going on Thursday.
I do know where you're going. LAX.
Oh, Mr. Gambit. Are you here? If you're here, anyway, I'll email you. Okay, if there's any LA drivers, I'm gonna be at LAX at 9 a.m. And then if up to 3, let's say up to 3 of you, I will buy breakfast or lunch on Harry. How about that?
There you
Harry
go.
just bought lunch to 3 drivers. Or so if you're around LAX, go to the holding lot. Wait for me. I'll be there around maybe 10:30, 11.
C Tesla grind. C.
Huh?
It's we still going BP chargers. I said C.
Oh, it's okay. Cool. So meet me there then at 9 a.m. Yes, we are. Who's Tesla grind? Is that Buddha? That's Buddha, right? I don't know.
TR. That was at the beginning of the show, so you'll have to go back and watch it. That was we had Jeremy on right at the beginning.
Representative left. The right representative came. So, yeah, you're late. You got to go watch it. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna meet at BP. Yeah, it's Buddha. We showed your screenshot. Did you see that? Did your trip radar reverse auction that you got? We showed that. We're gonna make a Buddha's corner now. Get your shit from X and post it here. Long story short, yeah, I'm gonna be there at 9. I have some shit to do with some folks from BP, and then up to 3 people, no more than 3. So don't fucking line up like 10 deep. Harry is gonna buy you guys lunch, so or breakfast. Actually, I have a really cool breakfast spot there, so I'll take you guys there.
Nice. Anyway. Well, either way, as I said, there's been some crackdowns in certain areas, and some people are seeing more and more surge that is happening because there's less drivers on the road. What does that mean? More ice is coming.
I think it was Buddha again. He put up like a video or a short video or a picture of LAX. That was like half empty too. More than half empty. Usually they're like 500 deep on there in LAX. So I'm going to be there at LAX on Thursday, and I'll find out if it's empty or not. So ICE agents detained several people at O'Hare. Agents were present twice at Alpha Lot, and they took people away. I mean, this guy sent me the one on the right, Chris. The writing is too damn fucking small, but he took the picture of the holding lot. Look at the lot, Chris. Empty.
31 to 35 at 326.
Think about it. This is going to be nice.
It looks like the post was made, the screenshot was taken at 7:15, and the post was done 14 hours before that.
Okay. Well, at 7:15, there should be drivers in there.
So yeah, that would be about 3.
Okay. So all I know is this is a good thing. Okay, look, listen, I'm not for people to get deported unless you're illegally in the country, then you go. But we know there's a lot of illegals driving on the Uber platform, Lyft platform. This may bring a little bit of a balance back and take away some of the oversaturated situations. The fact that the lots are empty. Now, what does that say? Does that say most of those people were illegal accounts or illegal aliens driving? I don't know. But it seems like Chicago O'Hare is the 3rd largest or 3rd busiest airport in the country, folks, behind LAX and Atlanta, Hartsfield Jackson. So, looks good to me. I approve this message.
And you know what's crazy? If you're looking at that, this is 31 to 35 cars in UberX's queue. Comfort is 21 to 25. Comfort Electra is 1 to 5. Uber Green is 1 to 5. And here's the craziest part. Between 3 and 4, well, this happened, it looks like at 326 for that screenshot. Between 3 and 4, they're saying 62 flights are coming in.
Yeah, there's going to be some surge over there.
Oh, yeah, there is.
That's what I'm saying. Bring balance back.
Yep.
You know, people who are legally on the platform, who are busting their ass to make some money.
See, and that really comes down to the whole thing too, is, oh, well, they're not offering bonuses. Oh, they're not, prices are going down, blah, blah, blah.
I don't have to.
Oh, there is some dumb schmuck out there who is willing to accept it. and they're probably here legally. So, that takes care of that. 2 birds with 1 stone, right? So if you get rid of, some of these people that are fake accounts, illegal accounts, all of the above, and it brings that balance back, then that means that these rides are going to go around and around and around and around, and they're not going to get picked up. People are going to get pissed off. They're either going to go on the other platform, or they're going to find different means, and you're going to see pissed off passengers, which is going to tell Uber something. Oh, we're going to have to raise rates, or we're going to have to give bonuses, or we're going to have to do something to make the drivers that are still on the platform want to take rides for us.
Well, Uber will
So
not
it
accept
could
how many are
it could
illegal
actually
accounts.
lead it could be a little bit of a snowball effect that could actually lead into a much better outcome if that continues on.
Yeah, I agree. But then Uber will never admit that they have illegals driving, on their platforms, nor
They don't
Lyft.
care because what does it come down to? When it comes to Uber, they say, "How can we make sure that every single passenger is picked up quickly and for the cheapest price?" So if you have illegals that are on here that are massively skewing the overall aspect of driving, meaning there's a lot of drivers that are illegal or fake accounts or whatever it might be, and all of a sudden then they get wiped out or a big chunk of them have to go away. That's a massive market change. So again, it comes down to a couple of things. First off, they're not going to be able to have the amount of drivers that they want. So that means they're going to have to, what I talked about earlier. That means they're going to have to start offering bonuses. That means they're going to have to offer bonuses at specific times to make sure you are on the platform, so they can do supply and demand and keep it as equal as possible. They're also going to have to offer ride challenge bonuses again. They're going to have to offer on-demand peak, which is surge pricing, and turbo, whatever the hell they call it now, pricing. So these types of things can all add up. And if you are smart and you are out there, you can double up on these. You can make more money doing that. So this is something you want to probably see.
Yeah. No, I like Mr. Gambit said, there was a $16 surge. The last time I remember surge at LAX was like 3 years ago. So maybe things are going to change. Maybe we're going to have better balance. Maybe people who deserve to be on the platform legally are going to get some bread now because all these illegals driving oversaturated the shit out of the markets. And then there was a good comment. Mike Smith said, order DoorDash or Uber Eats. They're all 80% of them are illegal.
No, you know what? You don't even have to do that, because that means you have to order. You got to wait for them. Go to the freaking restaurant. Just sit outside the restaurant. I mean, go to Taco Bell or go to some of these restaurants.
Exactly.
And you're going to get some people there that you definitely probably want to talk to.
Yeah, I agree. San Fernando Valley. What's happening in San Fernando Valley? Okay. Square mile. That's a big area, bro. SFV. So I'm going to be actually driving Thursday morning.
That's a lot.
Thursday morning, my ass is going to be up at 5 a.m. And I need to go. So, Mr. Gambit, BP on Thursday. Actually, you should get there by 9:30.
Tesla grind. It might not be fake surge anymore. Depends on where it is.
At the World Series. Where? Oh, you mean at Dodger Stadium? That game went double. Literally went double, 18 innings. So you played 2 games in 1 yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, luckily they won. Anyway, so we're done with the show. Thank you for watching. Please go check out my new website.
Wait. You got to think a little bit beyond that.
What's that?
Come on. You got to think a little beyond that. Let me tell you why. You have a couple of people in cars sitting there waiting. And all of a sudden you see the people in, you pull them in. They can't text anybody at that point. They can't let anybody know. Then the next round of people come in, and the next round. But you don't have to do it just there. Of course, you're going to get spotted and seen, and then all that. Then you go to the next restaurant. You go to the next restaurant. You go to the next restaurant. So you can pick up quite a few in a very short amount of time.
You're giving ice-free advice. There you go. Okay, cool.
Hey, first one's free. Next one's going to cost you, Donald. I know we're all in a shutdown right now. Actually, unfortunately, November 1st rolling around. A lot of people might not be able to have the food stamps. So, if you're in that particular boat, I hope the
That's a
best
tough
for you right
gig.
now,
It's a tough one.
because it's only a few days away. I mean, we're on the 28th right now. November 1st is Saturday. I think because of it being Saturday, I don't think it goes out till Monday, which
Yeah.
would be the 3rd. So, hopefully, if you're in that situation, hopefully, Halloween is very good to you. And then that way, if the shutdown continues on for any length of time, hopefully that extra money that you can make this weekend can go towards food and, being able to make ends meet.
Yeah. So this weekend, Halloween, go hit it hard. Send me your screenshots. If you get a personal best earnings, send it to me. Sergio at therideshareguy.com.
And on top of that, make sure your dash cameras are rolling, and
Yes.
send us the best passenger costumes that you see.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Send us that. And with the money you're going to make over the weekend, start investing now. Take $100 of that, open a Robinhood account, buy an index fund, and then do it again first of next month. Do it again first of next month. And if you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, go subscribe to my free newsletter, sergioavadian.com. My second newsletter went out yesterday, and it's free.
SP at 9.
And I'm not asking you for anything other than your email, no phone number. I'm not selling you anything. I don't want anything. I want to educate, just like I told Jeremy. I hope they work with me. I hope somebody works with me, because I want to. Financial literacy is horrible in this country, but especially in the gig economy, gig worker world. I want to improve the conditions a little bit. I want you to improve your financial situation. Invest today. There you go.
You can't. Come on.
What?
I know Buffalo roads are absolutely horrible, but you're not the one who's maintaining them. That's Buffalo.
Buffalo? Oh, Bills
And,
won, but I couldn't.
if you run over a pothole and you're the one and you bust a tire, that ain't on you. That's on them. Bill them.
Look, right here.
Nice.
I love it. Lyft. I know I gave up Jeremy a little bit of a tough time. Okay, you guys are saying like we're never going on that asshole show again. Jeremy, much love, much respect. You took the heat. I know you didn't answer some questions, but you don't have to. I understand your job. It's a tough gig. But I appreciate, Chris appreciates, we appreciate as a channel you showing up and sitting in the hot seat for about half hour. We appreciate you coming on. I do believe Lyft's mission. I really do. I think they're trying their best. Again, it's a very difficult business for everyone, for the driver and for the companies. It's a very low margin business. I understand. But I meant it when I said it, Jeremy, that I want drivers to have skin in the game somehow. And if we can work together, I'm more than happy to come explain this to you all and work with you guys. And if you can help me with driver financial literacy, I would appreciate that too, because I want the drivers to do better, especially with their money they're earning. Instead of frivolously spending it, they should start investing. There's no wrong time to invest. Oh, market's too high. Who cares? Market's too low. Who cares? You just dollar cost average over long periods of time. You're going to do amazingly well, because there's something called compounding. The power of compounding, nobody can go against that. So there's been more articles. Please go subscribe to my newsletter. Chris, good show. Thank you for the
And go Bills.
Yeah, I couldn't wear the jersey today because I was like I have Jeremy on. But
Yeah.
hopefully next week we'll have an occasion to wear our Bills jersey. So go Bills. Yeah, 40 to what? 40 to 7, right? Something like that. 9. Okay, they blew them out. That was good. So anyway,
KC.
again, Jeremy, my hat's off to you. Thank you. Mr. Risher, we gave him a little hard time. That's okay. Actually, Mr. Risher, if you are watching this, anybody at Lyft Comms are watching this, I would love nothing to do with Rideshare, Mr. Risher. Nothing. No Rideshare. F Rideshare. I would like you to interview you for my finance channel, which is growing quite a bit now. I would love to interview you for the finance channel, how you turned Lyft around. That would be an awesome interview, actually, if you can give me half hour of your time. So I'll ping you guys with that. Maybe we can make that happen. Uber, disappointing, really. I mean, half hour of your lives. Andy Mack, Sachin. I'm not going to say Liza because she's too nice. Who? DK? No, DK. DK's not going to do it.
We had DR on. Even Uber came on?
Bro, I would love to interview DK, but they're not going to do it.
No.
I have lost hope. But Andy Mack can do it. He's like up there. Sachin, head of product, who said ruthless efficiency. Remember that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we would love to have him on. We would love to understand what their plans are. In fact, Uber just signed another deal today for thousands of cars between NVIDIA and Stellantis. Stellantis is going to produce the cars. NVIDIA is going to do the AI gizmos and the autonomous driving part, and they're going to put out thousands of cars in service in 2027, Chris. So Uber is going at breakneck speed around the globe to replace the driver community. See, Lyft is at least doing something about it, and they're willing to listen and talk. Hey, maybe when I do get my autonomous fleet Uber, I'll put it on your network. But we need to talk. We can't just go, F that guy. We need to talk. Okay? Just give me a call. Come on.
All right. So, well, either way, have a great week. Get out there, make that money, especially this weekend. Should be good.
Yeah.
Should have a lot of fun. If you like driving nighttime, it's going to be crazy. Is going to say at least Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Just crazy. That's all I'm going to say, because Halloween is on a Friday and you can't go wrong with that. So be safe out there, be smart. And of course, watch for the children.
Please.